the ATM business in 2025. Guys, if this is something that you've ever considered or anything similar, such as vending machines, card processing systems, if you ever wondered whether this would be a right path for you, this is the video to watch. This is something that I'm going to cover and talk about. I'm going to talk about everything that nobody ever mentions, the hidden things, most importantly, the clients. Clients are going to be the driving force to your success. The way you talk to clients, the way you interact with them, just when you're first introducing yourself, you have to sell yourself to a client. If they like you, if they can trust you, if you could build like a good bond between you guys, they're going to be more than happy to do business with you. But it all falls back to client relationships. You won't go far if you're not a people person, if you're not trying to talk to people and see if they're, you know, if you want an ATM, hey, do you want a car processing machine? Do you want a vending machine in your location? It all starts with those little engagements, but you need a big impression when you first meet them. Just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about me, I've been in the ATM business for about 1.5 years now. I sold my smoke shops 2 years ago, and I made a video about that. You can go ahead and watch it. I'm not gonna cover that in this video. I sold my smoke shops, I bought this business, and I'll probably discuss how much I paid and how much it's making in another video. This is just showing if it's worth it. I'm gonna give you guys a rough estimate of how much to look at, but every month in the ATM business or card processing or vending machine, every month looks a little different. It's not a set number. I could tell you that it makes $10,000 a month, but that could be for 1 month. It could be $9,000 the next month, or a month after that it could be $12,000 a month. It's very up and down, especially in this economy right now. It's looking much towards like the 8 to 9, but then again, it's very uncertain. It's heavily relying on the economy when it comes to the ATM business or card processing. Vending machines, I don't know how they would take a dip, but anything that has to deal with spending money and like cash, the economy is heavily relying on it. So in this video, I'm gonna primarily focus on the ATM business because that's what I know and that's what I'm in, and I can pretty much tell you the ins and outs of it from start to finish. So what I would say right off the bat, just to answer the obvious question, is this business worth it in 2025? And the answer is yes. Any business is worth it as long as you put the time and effort and the dedication into it. Now, one thing that I would say when we first jumped into this business is that we thought this would be like a main thing, like this would keep us busy for the main time. What I mean by that is, like, is this your main source of income? And do not treat it that way, because that's what I did in the beginning. Like, I treated this like it was going to be my main income. It was going to be like the thing that replaces my day in and day out. And for a while we were first starting up, it was that, because it would need a lot of work. When you're purchasing the business from someone else and when you have close to 100 machines and you're trying to like transfer all those machines to another person, that process took us almost 6 to 7 months to transfer all the machines to our account, to go in every single one of those machines and remove his cash and put our cash in there, change the passwords on the locks. It was just a whole bunch of things just to get fully set up. Like, I would say we first got set up after 6-7 months, maybe 8 months, and then we started paying ourselves. Now here's the big one. We started paying ourselves 8 to 9 months after we technically like shook hands and bought the business. So what we mean by we started paying ourselves is a lot of these machines needed parts. Like, we bought this and we jumped into this industry without knowing anything about it. So we purchased close to 100 machines. We purchased 100 machines. A lot of them needed software updates. A lot of them needed new keypads. A lot of them needed parts. Just to throw numbers out there, a new keypad for one of these machines runs about $600, and the machine itself is about $2,000. The entire machine. And other parts go for the similar amount. They can go for $300-400. If it has anything to do with the cash dispensing section, where the money gets dispensed, like that component, that runs into the high hundreds. close to $1,000. And the thing about us, we didn't know. We just jumped in. We just thought that, hey, the numbers look promising. Let's go ahead and do it. We needed something to replace our other income. We treated this as a main income, and that's not what you want to do in this business. And the thing, when we fully got set up and where we are today, this business can be run semi-passively. I don't like using the word passively because of the fact that you still have to be there. You still have to fill the machines. You still have to do repairs. It's not like, oh, a set and forget thing. You're still there. I'm still putting in maybe 3-4 hours a day. If I don't want to work, I don't have to work. I could put it off for another day. If I wanted to go out with someone or have like a day off, I can have any day off I wanted. If I didn't want to work today, I don't have to work today. If I don't want to work tomorrow, if I don't want to work for the whole week, I don't have to. But then again, that work will still be waiting for me when I come back. But nowadays, it's run semi-passively, as in like I don't have to work every single day. I don't have to work for long hours. It's literally 2-3 hours a day. And when you're only working for 2-3 hours a day and you're making that much money, you want to fill your time up with something else. This business does not instantly feel like a main source of income. I don't know how to explain it, but it's making you the money it makes you, but do not treat it as a main income because of the fact that it fluctuates. 1 month you make this, one month you make that. What I've started looking into is another income to be my main source of income. So, or I might even go into a career. So that way I have my main career, like a main income for myself, and then ATMs can be run semi-passively. After work or after my other career or business or whatever it may be, I can go handle the ATM business for 2-3 hours after I finish doing the other one. That way I'm increasing my income streams and I'm also working on something else alongside this. What I've done for the past year is I got really comfortable with this business because of the fact that I work for a couple hours a day. I go home, I do whatever, I go to the movies, I hang out with friends, I do whatever. And I don't have to be there. The same hours I was putting in at a smoke shop, which was close to 10-11 hours every day for 7 days a week. Going from 7 days a week, 10 hours a day to this, it was like a whole new beginning, which I thought at first, but I should have just replaced it with something else alongside this to keep me busy and also to give me another income stream. Now, next thing I want to talk about is if you are interested in getting into this business, how would you proceed? Would you buy a machine and start from scratch, or do what I did and purchase a route? So what you can do, if you have the money, if you definitely have the money and the needs and you have the resources, I would definitely say purchase a route, because then you'd be getting into a turnkey business. You have income already generating. The route is fully established. You just transfer, the person you're purchasing from is just transferring his machines into your name, and you start making money right away. Now, what I would say is watch for parts, watch for maintenance. If you're doing that, if you're going that route, do your research. Hey, if you guys want, you can like also comment on this video. If you guys are still if you guys are serious about this business, comment on this video. I'll be more than happy to help. I'll tell you guys what to look for, what to look after, what to watch. But the thing is, if you want to purchase a route, the numbers go into the high, mid, or maybe like low to mid 100,000s. And then aside from the purchasing of the business, because that's probably just the asking price of the business itself, you also have to fill these machines with your own cash. Or if you don't want to fill them with cash, you could also like go through lenders. Like you can get some more people in with you. Like if you have someone who has like 30K sitting, ask them to borrow that 30K and have them like be a silent investor. You're borrowing their 30K and you're just giving them like a cut every month from your earnings. So for example, if you borrow 30K from someone, you slide them 500, just for example, like $500 every month. And then whenever they want their money back, you pull them out of the machines and you give it back to them. That way their 30K is still 30K and they're also making some money every month. I have done that in the beginning. I did do that with a couple people just to get us going, and they've been really happy in their time doing so. They got a check, and when they asked for their money back, and when we were finally set up and ready to be on our own, I gave them back their money, and hey, they walked away happy. They have their money all intact, full amount, and they made some money from it. Now, if you wanted to purchase a machine, like start from scratch, it would obviously be the slowest route, because one machine is not going to make you a lot of money in the beginning. It can if you get a really nice location, but it's really good locations are very hard to find nowadays, because of the fact that good locations already have a machine, and it's kind of it's a thing in the ATM business where you don't go and steal someone else's location. Like if I have one in a convenience store, like another person would come and take that location, offer the client a higher commission rate or whatever it is. That's kind of scummy to do, you know what I mean? And it's kind of frowned upon in the ATM business if you do that. But there's people who are known to do it around my area. So just keep a good relationship with your client, and you don't have anything to worry about. Establish that trust, and you should be good. But if you wanted to purchase a machine, you're looking at around $2,000 to $2,500 for a machine initially. Then you want to get set up with a processor. A processor is going to be the one that tells you, they're basically going to be the ones that help you run this machine completely. So they help you get your machine connected to their network. They're going to be the ones that process all the card payments, and they'll also be the ones that handle your pay. So when they process all the fees and all that, and you'll be able to see it through their application, because they provide an app on the phone. That's how I see what machines are low, what machines need service, and also how much it's making. So they'll provide you with the app and a login, and then you can manage all your machines on one app. And then you'll be seeing, they'll help you with software updates. They're basically your customer service as well for the machines. So you get set up with a processor, and then once you get the ATM and a processor, next thing you want to do is find a client. A lot of people are hesitant to get a machine in their store because of the fact that they think that someone will break in and steal the machine and damage the store. But I've only seen that once in my time in the ATM business, and that didn't happen to me. That happened to another person I know, and I believe it was like an inside job or something, and they don't think like someone just broke into the store and broke into the ATM and stole the money. No, they think it was like the store did an inside job because they were like tight on cash. But I'll explain that in another like shorts or something, like a video, because it's a very interesting story. But anyway, finding a location, buy an ATM, get a processor, and finding a really good location. And if you can, get that location to sign a contract. Even though I personally don't believe contracts will keep you there. A contract is just so the bank can see that, okay, you're doing business and you're putting money in this machine, so that way they can give you the funds to do business. But if you think that a contract is going to keep your client, your machine in that client's store, you're wrong. Because I had a store, if someone told me, oh, you signed the contract, oh, you have to keep the machine in your store, I'm going to say, no, take your machine and get out. I don't want that machine in my store anymore. That's how it works. You can't force someone to keep your machine in their store, no matter what contract they sign. If someone wants you out of their store, they want you out of the store. It's to go through courts and lawyers and anything just to uphold a contract that's keeping your machine in someone's store, I personally think is ridiculous. Like, that's the way you do business. You put someone, you want to do business, you're putting your machine in someone's store, you best be ready to be like, get that call and be like, hey, I don't want the machine anymore. Like, that's just business. It's risky, you know. But to be like, if they're angry or whatever, or someone gave them a new like commission rate, and they hit you up and they, hey, someone else wants to put a machine in the store, can you come take yours out? That's your job to be like, okay, what's their commission rate? Let me match it. That way, we don't have to remove machines. We don't have to do that whole process of, oh, let me take the machine out. Oh, you signed the contract, you can't do that, this and that. Because then what that's gonna do is now you're gonna start a problem with this store owner. That's gonna start a big problem, and trust me, you're not gonna win. that store does not belong to you. That machine belongs to you. They can take your machine at any time out. And that's all I have to say on that matter. But contracts are just for the bank to see that you're still doing business, and the money that they're giving you is for that business and for that ATM. That's all contracts are for. Now guys, I do want to stick to the most important topics in this video, and I just want to emphasize the most important thing about this business and the way you can make it worth it in today's time is finding the best locations. I have locations that make 50, 60, 70 bucks a month, and the clients that I have are still asking for a commission. They're asking for half, sometimes even more than half, and they think that I'm just hiding the earnings from them. But I'm very quick to show them, this is what the machine made. It's not making that well. Like, it's not doing that well. Like, I can't pay you any more than that. If it's not making a certain amount, I can't pay you. And then you always have to be ready to pull that machine out, look for other locations. And I have to emphasize, the hardest part about this business is the locations. You can make this business into a 5-figure a month business, or you can make it into a 4-figure a month business. It all depends on like how well you're willing to search for those good locations, you know. But I personally believe, don't do it the scummy way. Don't try to steal other locations. Go drive up and down Main Street, see what stores are opening new, and like leave your business card there. Try to talk to the owners if possible, if they're on site. Try to get those relationships started right away. That way, when they finally open, they could be like, oh, I know a guy already, he offered a machine, let me hit him up and have him install it right away. Be that first person that shows up at that store. Be that first person that shows up on grand openings. You know what I mean? Just be there when a store fully opens. Stores are opening and closing every day, you know, and just be there when those stores open, so you could provide, so you can offer your service, you know. A good location, to have one of my good locations makes me $1,000 just off that machine. So $1,000 off one machine is amazing. I have a couple laundromats that are close to that, and then I have my own machine that I personally have outside one of my stores, and it was inside for a while and it was making a couple $100. I threw that machine outside, I bolted it, had a canopy, everything. Now it's making double because of the fact that you know, I'm making it more accessible to people. You want good locations in this business. That's gonna make or break you. But if you're willing to stick through the slow locations, I always say, stay when you install a new location and it's slow at first, give it a few months. You know, it doesn't hurt to stay there for a few months. Pay the people like, I don't know, like a third of its earnings. If it's making like 30 bucks, give them 10 bucks. If it skyrockets after picking up, that's a big win. You know, it can go from making $30 to making $200 to $300, and there you go. That's a great location to have. If a location is making $300, you're on track. You're doing really well. Now, if you rinse and repeat every time through every machine, $300, $300, $300, that's already $900 for 3 machines. All it is rinse and repeat. This whole business is just rinse and repeat and managing clients. That's all it is. I don't want this video to go too long. If I have anything else that I want to add, I'll make it into a future video. There's definitely a couple more topics that I want to bring up about this business. But if you're wondering if this is a good business for you, go for it. Start off with one machine. If you don't have the funds immediately, you could buy a used machine, and for like $1,800 to $2,000. Start off with a used machine. Starting with a processor is free. If you have extra cash that you could fill this machine with, go for it, and then see how it works out. If you land a really good location, congratulations, that's your first machine. Reinvest. The best thing you can do in this business is reinvest. That money that you're making every month, maybe put it towards another machine, or maybe put it towards adding more money into that machine. That way you don't have to be there as come back every so often. But that's all for today, guys. I appreciate you guys staying this long if you didn't watch up to the end, and stick around to the channel to see what I have new coming up and anything I post new. Go ahead and watch my shorts. I always post like stories and like little glimpses of how I refill the ATM or how I do things with the ATM business. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.